The Galactic research vessel Light of Knowledge hung silently in orbit around the newly discovered planet. The ship's senior xenobiologist, Blue Scale, stared at the readings with all four of his eyes widened in disbelief. After 30 cycles of studying various species across the galaxy, he had never encountered anything like this. Elder Scholar, his assistant called out, "You need to see these behavioral patterns we've recorded." Blue Scale slithered over to the holographic display. The creatures they were studying moved in ways that defied conventional wisdom. Despite lacking natural armor, significant claws, or enhanced speed, these beings had somehow become the dominant species of their world. They called themselves humans. The research team had spent 3 rotations observing this species from orbit, careful to remain undetected as per first contact protocols. What they discovered left them stunned. These humans had spread across their entire planet, adapting to every possible environment, from frozen wastelands to scorching deserts. "Look at this footage," his assistant pointed to a recording from their surface probes. "They chase their prey until it collapses from exhaustion. No other known species hunts this way." Blue Scale watched the recording of humans pursuing a 4-legged creature across an open plain. The prey was faster, but the humans kept following, walking steadily under the burning sun. Hours passed, and finally, the exhausted animal could run no more. The humans approached their prey, showing no signs of fatigue. "Persistence hunting," Blue Scale muttered. "They evolved as pursuit predators." But that's not even the most fascinating part. He pulled up another set of data on the display. "Look at their thermal regulation system. They can maintain activity in temperatures that would kill most species. They shed heat through their skin while running. It's perfect." The more they studied, the more extraordinary features they discovered. Humans could heal from injuries that would be fatal to other species. Their endurance was unmatched. Their problem-solving abilities were off the charts. But most importantly, they possessed something that Blue Scale had never seen before: they could imagine future scenarios and plan accordingly. "Elder," his assistant's voice trembled slightly, "should we recommend postponing first contact?" Blue Scale remained silent for a long moment, watching the recordings of humans building massive structures, creating complex machines, and exploring their own world with relentless determination. "No," he finally replied. "We must accelerate it. These humans, they're already looking up at the stars. They're planning to expand beyond their world. It's better we meet them now, on our terms, than wait until they find us." He added a final note to his report: "Species, human. Classification, apex predator. Recommendation, approach with extreme caution." This species has not just survived, they have conquered their world through intelligence, endurance, and an unprecedented ability to adapt. They are unlike anything we have encountered before. As Blue Scale finished his report, a new alert flashed across his screen. The humans had just launched another satellite into orbit, their space presence growing day by day. Time was running out. The galaxy would soon meet its newest apex predator, ready or not. The Council of Species convened in an emergency session after receiving Blue Scale's report. The massive chamber, usually filled with diplomatic chatter, sat in uncomfortable silence as the findings were presented. Representatives from 50 spacefaring civilizations watched the evidence with growing concern. "These humans," spoke High Commander Red Shell of the military coalition, "they're dangerous. Look at their history, they've fought countless wars among themselves, yet they've grown stronger each time." The holographic display showed scenes from human history: armies marching across continents, ships crossing vast oceans, aircraft soaring through skies, and rockets piercing the atmosphere. Each advancement came faster than the last. "But that's exactly why we must approach them now," argued Trade Master Swiftwing, her feathers ruffling with excitement. "Their technological growth is exponential. In just 3 centuries, they went from horse-drawn carriages to space exploration. The council members shifted uneasily. Such rapid advancement was unprecedented in galactic history. Most species took thousands of years to achieve similar progress. There's something else, Bluescale added, slithering forward to address the council. We've detected unusual radiation patterns from their world. They've split the atom. They've harnessed nuclear power. And he paused, they've created weapons that could destroy their entire civilization. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Creating such weapons was considered madness by galactic standards. No other species had dared to build tools of such devastating power. Yet they've survived, noted the Ancient One, the oldest member of the council. They built these weapons, faced their own extinction, and chose to step back from the brink. This shows wisdom alongside their strength. The debate raged for hours. Some argued for containment, building a quarantine zone around human space. Others suggested immediate diplomatic contact to guide their development. A few even proposed more drastic measures. Finally, the Ancient One raised all 6 appendages, calling for silence. We forget something crucial. These humans, they've already detected signs of our civilization. Their telescopes improve daily. Their radio signals grow stronger. They're looking for us. New footage appeared, human scientists pointing massive radio telescopes at the stars, launching space probes, and sending messages into the void. Their determination to find other life was clear. I propose a direct approach, Bluescale said. A small delegation. Show them we come in peace, but also demonstrate our own strength. They respect power, it's in their nature as apex predators. The council voted. The decision was made. First contact would proceed. 3 days later, the diplomatic vessel Bridge of Understanding descended through Earth's atmosphere, its cloaking shield finally deactivated. They chose a neutral location, a remote military base in an area humans called Nevada. As the ship landed, human military vehicles surrounded it, weapons ready but not firing. Inside the ship, Bluescale checked his protective suit one final time. The gravity adjusters hummed softly, compensating for Earth's stronger pull. Remember, he told his team, show no fear. They can sense it. Move confidently but non-threateningly. And most importantly, show respect. We're about to meet the galaxy's newest apex predator. The ship's door opened, and bright sunlight flooded in. As Bluescale took his first step onto Earth's soil, he realized this moment would change galactic history forever. The humans waited, their stance both welcoming and ready for anything, a perfect embodiment of their dual nature as both diplomats and warriors. The greatest experiment in galactic history was about to begin. The first meeting between humans and the galactic delegation revealed something that none of Bluescale's research had prepared him for. Humans were unnervingly calm in the face of the impossible. While other species typically reacted with panic or aggression upon first contact, the human leaders maintained their composure, even as they stood before creatures that defied their understanding of life itself. General Stone, the designated human representative, approached the alien delegation with steady steps. His eyes scanned each alien species, taking in their bizarre forms without flinching. Behind him, a small team of scientists and military personnel maintained equal composure, though their elevated heart rates betrayed their inner excitement to Bluescale's sensitive receptors. Welcome to Earth, General Stone said simply, his voice clear and controlled. We've been expecting you for some time. Bluescale's translator processed the words, but it was the meaning behind them that sent a shiver through his scales. These humans hadn't just hoped for alien contact, they had prepared for it. The meeting moved inside a hastily constructed neutral facility. As they walked, Bluescale noticed something peculiar about the human security teams. They moved differently from any military force he had ever observed. Each step was measured, each position carefully chosen. They weren't just protecting, they were hunting, ready to strike at the slightest sign of threat. "We've detected your ships observing us for the past 3 months," General Stone revealed once they were seated. "Our new quantum detection systems are more advanced than you anticipated." The alien delegation exchanged worried glances. Their stealth technology had been considered perfect, yet these humans had pierced it with ease. "You underestimate us," Stone continued, his smile both friendly and predatory. "A common mistake, I imagine. We may be new to the galactic stage, but we're quick learners." Trade Master Swiftwing leaned forward, her feathers shimmering with interest. "You show remarkable advancement for such a young species. We've observed your rapid technological growth, your adaptability dash." "And our weapons," Stone interrupted calmly. "Let's not dance around the subject. You've seen our nuclear capabilities, our military strength. You're wondering if we're a threat." The directness of the statement shocked the delegation. Most species would avoid such confrontational topics during first contact. But these humans seemed to prefer addressing dangers head-on. "We are what we are," Stone explained. "We evolved as predators, yes. We fought wars, developed terrible weapons, faced our own extinction more than once. But we also created art, music, literature. We've learned to channel our predatory nature into exploration, innovation, and discovery." Bluescale watched as human assistants distributed data tablets containing Earth's history, scientific achievements, and cultural information. The thoroughness of the presentation spoke of long preparation. "We don't want war," Stone assured them. "But make no mistake, we're ready for it. What we really want is to learn, to trade, to become part of the galactic community. As equals, not as subjects." The meaning was clear. Humanity was extending a hand in friendship, but they would not be controlled or dominated. As the meeting progressed, Bluescale noticed something else: the humans were studying them just as intently as they were studying the humans. Every question asked had a purpose. Every piece of information shared was carefully chosen. These weren't just apex predators in terms of physical capability, their minds were equally sharp. When the initial meeting concluded, General Stone made one final statement that would be remembered in galactic history: "We look forward to joining the galactic community, but remember this: Earth is our home, humanity is our species, and we will protect both with everything we have. We prefer to make friends, but we're quite capable of handling enemies. The choice is yours." As Bluescale returned to his ship that evening, he made a new entry in his report: "Humans don't just survive, they thrive on challenges. They don't just adapt, they conquer. And most importantly, they don't just fight, they win. The galaxy will never be the same." 6 months after first contact, the galaxy witnessed something unprecedented. Humans didn't just join the galactic community, they revolutionized it. Their space station, Unity Point, constructed in record time at the edge of their solar system, became a hub of interstellar commerce and cultural exchange. But it wasn't their engineering that shocked the galactic species, it was their physical capabilities. During the first interspecies construction project, an accident occurred that would become legendary. A support beam broke loose on the station's outer ring, threatening to tear apart an entire section. While other species retreated to safety, 2 human engineers reacted instantly. They launched themselves into space, using their suits' thrusters with impossible precision. "Impossible," muttered Techmaster Green Crystal, watching from the control room. "The forces should tear them apart." But the humans didn't just survive, they thrived. For 6 hours, they worked in the vacuum of space, their bodies enduring radiation levels that would kill most species. They muscled the massive beam back into place through sheer physical strength, their bodies adapting to the stress in ways that defied biological understanding. "Their bones are actually getting stronger," reported the medical officer, studying the readings. "The stress is causing their bodies to adapt and improve in real time." Word spread quickly through the galaxy. Humans weren't just tough, they were almost indestructible by conventional standards. They could survive in environments that would kill most species, heal from injuries that should be fatal, and work tirelessly long after others needed rest. But it wasn't just their physical abilities that impressed the galactic community. In the diplomatic arena, humans proved equally formidable. During the first trade negotiations, they displayed an uncanny ability to read body language across species. "They can sense fear," whispered one diplomat to another. "It's like they know our thoughts before we speak them." The humans leveraged this ability not for dominance, but for fairness. They negotiated treaties that benefited all parties, showing a remarkable ability to balance competition with cooperation. Their predatory instincts, rather than leading to aggression, manifested as an intense drive to succeed and protect. Their military capabilities, however, remained a source of both awe and concern. During a joint training exercise, a human combat team demonstrated their skills against the galaxy's finest warriors. The results were shocking. While other species relied on advanced technology and natural weapons, humans used something far more terrifying: adaptability. They could analyze an opponent's fighting style in seconds, predict movements before they happened, and exploit weaknesses nobody else had noticed. "They don't just fight," observed military commander Redshell. "They hunt. Every movement has a purpose. Every action is calculated. They're not warriors, they're apex predators in the purest sense." But perhaps most disturbing to some species was humanity's response to failure. When they lost, they didn't retreat, they learned. Each defeat made them stronger, smarter, more determined. Their predatory nature expressed itself not in blind aggression, but in relentless improvement. A human phrase began circulating through galactic communications: "What doesn't kill us makes us stronger." Most species found the concept terrifying. Humans lived it. As the first year of human integration drew to a close, Blue Scale filed another update to his ongoing report. "The more we learn about humans, the more we realize how little we understand them. They possess the raw physical power of apex predators, the social complexity of hive species, and the technological innovation of the most advanced civilizations. But their true strength lies in something else: their absolute refusal to accept limitations." In the darkness of space, humanity's influence continued to grow. Other species watched with a mixture of fear and fascination as these newcomers reshaped the galactic order, not through conquest or dominance, but through an unstoppable combination of physical prowess, intellectual ability, and sheer determination. The age of humanity had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first true test of humanity's place in the galaxy came sooner than anyone expected. A devastating cosmic storm, larger than any recorded in galactic history, threatened to destroy the core world's primary farming systems. Billions of lives hung in the balance as the Galactic Council debated solutions. "The storm will hit in 48 hours, announced Tech Master Green Crystal, his crystalline form flickering with distress. "Evacuation is impossible. Our shields cannot withstand such power." The council chamber erupted in panic. Species that had cooperated for centuries now argued helplessly, their civilizations facing starvation if the farming worlds were lost. That's when the human representative, Admiral West, stood up. "We've faced extinction before," she said, her voice cutting through the chaos. "We're good at impossible situations." The Admiral pulled up a holographic display of Earth's history. "During our world wars, we converted entire industries to military production in weeks. During our space race, we went from primitive rockets to moon landings in a decade. When we face extinction, we adapt." Her next words silenced the chamber: "Give us command of the emergency response. We'll save those worlds." The council hesitated. Giving humans control during a crisis? It seemed dangerous. But they had no choice. What happened next would become legendary. Human engineers, working with inhuman speed and precision, began modifying shield generators across the threatened systems. They didn't try to strengthen the shields, instead, they completely redesigned them. "You can't stop a storm," explained the human chief engineer, "but you can redirect it." They worked without rest, their bodies pushing far beyond what other species considered possible. When equipment failed, they improvised. When problems arose, they adapted. Their predatory focus turned toward the storm itself, treating it like prey to be outmaneuvered rather than an enemy to be defeated. "Look at them," whispered Bluescale to his assistant. "They're not just working, they're hunting for solutions. Every failure only makes them more determined." 24 hours before impact, the humans unveiled their plan. They had created a network of modified shield generators that would work together, not to block the storm, but to channel it. Like ancient human sailors riding the winds, they would use the storm's own energy against it. "It's insane," declared one council member. "The calculations alone would take years to dash." "We did them in hours," interrupted Admiral West. "We've already run simulations. It will work." As the storm approached, the galaxy held its breath. The massive front of cosmic energy bore down on the farming worlds, its power beyond anything in recorded history. The modified shields activated. What followed defied explanation. The storm, meeting the redirected shield network, began to curve. Like a river diverted by human dams, the cosmic energy flowed around the threatened worlds. The humans had turned a death sentence into a light show. But they weren't done. "The storm's energy," Admiral West announced, "we're collecting it. The shield network isn't just protecting the planets, it's harvesting power. Enough to run those farming worlds for a century." The council was stunned. In less than 48 hours, humans had not only saved billions of lives but had turned a disaster into a resource. It was thinking on a level that no other species had considered possible. After the crisis, Bluescale added a crucial observation to his ongoing report. "Today we learned why humans are truly the apex predators of the galaxy. It's not their strength, speed, or endurance. It's not even their intelligence. It's their ability to turn any situation to their advantage. They don't just survive crises, they master them. They don't just solve problems, they turn problems into opportunities." As news of the humans' achievement spread across the galaxy, attitudes toward them shifted. Fear remained, but it was now mixed with something else, hope. These apex predators had used their hunting instincts not to destroy, but to protect. They had turned their predatory nature into a force for survival, not just for themselves, but for all species. The galaxy had just witnessed the true power of humanity, not their capacity for destruction, but their unmatched ability to ensure survival against all odds. Not everyone in the galaxy welcomed humanity's rising influence. From the shadows of deep space, a previously unknown species emerged, the Swarm. They had watched humans demonstrate their abilities during the cosmic storm crisis, and they saw not allies, but threats to their own dominance. The first attack came without warning. The Swarm struck 3 human colonies simultaneously, expecting quick victories against the galaxy's newcomers. They had studied human technology but had fatally misunderstood human nature. "They think we're prey," General Stone told the Emergency Council meeting. "That's their first mistake." The Swarm's initial success lasted exactly 6 hours. Then humanity showed the galaxy what happens when apex predators go to war. Instead of retreating from the attacked colonies, human defenders dug in. They fought with a ferocity that shocked even their allies. Human bodies, pushed beyond normal limits, kept fighting even when grievously wounded. Their survival instincts, honed by millennia of evolution, kicked into overdrive. "They're not just fighting," observed Bluescale, watching the battle footage. "They're adapting to the Swarm's tactics in real time. Every defeat teaches them. Every loss makes them stronger. The humans' response to the attack revealed another aspect of their predatory nature: pack behavior. Within hours, ships from Earth and every human colony converged on the battle zones. They moved with coordination that seemed impossible for independent vessels, yet each ship acted with individual initiative when needed. "Like wolves," explained Admiral West to the Council. "We hunt alone when we must, but we're strongest as a pack." The turning point came when human scientists decoded the swarm's biological communication system. In just days, they had done what other species had failed to do for centuries: they had learned to track the supposedly untraceable enemy. "The swarm uses quantum-encoded pheromones," the human chief scientist explained. "Complex, but ultimately just another form of prey leaving a trail. And we're very, very good at following trails." What followed was not a battle but a hunt. Human ships pursued the swarm through asteroid fields, into gas giants' atmospheres, and through radiation zones that should have been lethal. The humans never lost the trail, never gave up the chase, never stopped pursuing their prey. When the swarm tried to hide in a dense nebula, they learned another harsh lesson about human predatory instincts. Humans didn't just follow them in, they had anticipated the move and set up an ambush. "We don't just chase," General Stone explained to the astonished council. "We think like predators. We know how prey thinks, where it will run, where it will try to hide. We've been doing this since we hunted mammoths on ancient Earth." The swarm's defeat was total. Not through overwhelming force or superior technology, but through humanity's unique combination of physical endurance, tactical adaptation, and predatory instinct. They had turned an invasion into a hunting ground. But what happened next surprised the galaxy even more. When the swarm surrendered, humans didn't destroy them. Instead, they offered terms. "Apex predators understand something about survival," Admiral West told the Council. "Sometimes, turning an enemy into an ally is the smartest path to survival. We're predators, yes, but we're also builders. We'd rather add strength to the galaxy than remove it." The defeated swarm, expecting annihilation, found themselves offered a place in the galactic community, under human supervision. It was a display of both strength and wisdom that changed how many species viewed humanity. Blue Scale's report that day read, "Humans have shown us something remarkable: apex predators can also be protectors. Their hunting instincts make them fearsome enemies, but their pack mentality makes them powerful allies. They fight not just with strength and skill, but with an understanding of both predator and prey that comes from being both throughout their evolution." The galaxy had witnessed humanity at war, and the sight was terrifying. But they had also seen humanity in victory, and that was enlightening. These apex predators had proven they could defend the galaxy as effectively as they could threaten it. The message was clear: humanity would fight to protect what they considered their pack, and that pack now included the entire galactic community. 5 years after first contact, Blue Scale stood before the Galactic Council to present his final assessment of humanity. The chamber was packed with representatives from every known species, including the reformed swarm. Even the Ancient One had emerged from semi-retirement for this historic session. "When we first discovered humans," Blue Scale began, "we saw them as dangerous predators who might threaten galactic peace. We were wrong. Not about them being predators, but about what that meant for the galaxy." He activated a holographic display showing various human achievements over the past 5 years: the shield network that saved the farming worlds, the integration of the swarm, the new trade routes, the technological innovations, and the countless lives saved by human intervention in natural disasters. "Humans are apex predators," he continued, "but they've evolved beyond simple hunters. They've become guardians of their territory, and they view the entire galaxy as their territory now." The display shifted to show human ships patrolling trade routes, human scientists working alongside alien researchers, and human engineers building new worlds. Each image told the same story: humanity's predatory nature had become a force for protection and progress. Their physical capabilities remain unmatched, Blue Scale noted. They can survive in environments that would kill most species, work longer, fight harder, and heal faster. But it's their mental adaptability that truly sets them apart. He showed footage of human children playing with alien young, human diplomats navigating complex cultural differences, and human workers solving seemingly impossible engineering challenges. They don't just adapt to problems, they actively seek them out. Where other species see threats, humans see challenges. Where we see limits, they see possibilities to overcome. Their predatory instincts drive them not to destroy, but to improve. The Ancient One stirred, its ancient eyes focusing on the display. Tell us, Observer Blue Scale, what is your final recommendation regarding humanity's role in the galaxy? Blue Scale paused, looking at the assembled representatives. I recommend we acknowledge what has become obvious: humanity is not just part of the galactic community, they are its protectors. Their predatory nature, combined with their pack mentality, makes them unique in the galaxy. They hunt not for dominance, but for progress. He brought up one final image, Earth, as seen from space. Their homeworld shows us everything we need to know. They evolved on a death world by galactic standards, survived countless extinction-level events, and emerged stronger each time. But they didn't just survive, they created art, music, literature. They dreamed of the stars long before they could reach them. And now, asked the Ancient One. Now they dream of a united galaxy. Their pack mentality has expanded to include all sentient species. Their hunting grounds have become gardens. Their predatory instincts protect rather than threaten. Blue Scale's final words echoed through the chamber: species, human. Classification, apex predator. But also, guardians, innovators, unifiers. They are what the galaxy needed: predators who choose to protect, hunters who build instead of destroy, warriors who fight for peace. As the council session ended, news spread across the galaxy. Humanity's position was formally recognized, they were officially acknowledged as guardians of galactic peace. The species that had emerged from a death world had become the galaxy's protectors. In orbit around Earth, Admiral West read the Council's decision with a small smile. On her screen, reports showed human ships patrolling borders, human scientists solving problems, and human diplomats building bridges between species. The apex predators had found their true prey, the challenges that threatened galactic civilization itself. "Computer," she said, "send a message to all human ships and stations." The message was simple, reflecting humanity's new role and eternal nature. We are humanity. We are predators and protectors, hunters and builders, warriors and peacekeepers. The galaxy is our home now, and we will guard it as we have always guarded what is ours, with all the strength, resilience, and determination that made us the apex predators of Earth, and now, of the galaxy itself. The stars seemed to shine brighter that day, as if acknowledging that their newest children had finally found their true purpose in the cosmic dance of life.